Well, good morning, everybody. It's Thursday morning and it's time for our morning devotional. As you can see, I'm not sitting in my car this morning. I'm sitting where I usually am, which is down on Bio Bartholomew, but I decided to sit by the bio and, I don't know, just do something a little different. But our morning devotional this morning is entitled Faith in Things Unseen, and our devotional verse is Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. You know, some years back I wrote a Christian blog, and God granted that blog to have a little bit of success as evidenced by the number and the quality of militant atheists who dropped by regularly to attempt to drive me out of the blog business. It was quite intentional, by the way. They did it, and they didn't keep their goal a secret. If you planned to survive in that environment, you had to let God make you tough as nails. And one of the common refrains I heard from the atheists was this: you don't have any proof, all you have is faith. I suppose they thought that would shame me into renouncing my faith and becoming an atheist. They seemed to think that faith was something to be ashamed of. The sad thing is, many Christian writers on these blogs seem hesitant to take on the faith thing head on and sort of sidestep the issue and try to engage in debates regarding the reality of God. It was almost as if they saw holding on tenaciously to faith as something that they should be ashamed of. Friends, you have nothing to feel ashamed about if you exercise faith. God wrote an entire chapter of His Word praising people who would exercise faith. And while others mock faith as stupid or laughing, then I'm just going to double down on it, so to speak. When somebody says, "Why, you sure have a lot of faith, that's sort of dumb," just say, "Thank you," and then explain your faith to them. First, my faith's not a blind, stupid trust in something or someone for which there is no evidence. Just because I can't see God doesn't mean there's no evidence for God. I love science and I use it daily when I'm working with patients. But if the only things that I believed in were what I could see with my eyes, I would not be able to do much for them. I believe in things and processes that I cannot see. I believe in them because I see the evidence of their results. In creation, I can see the evidence for God clearly, and that's Romans 1:20. In God's Word, I can read that His promises never fail. I can't see all of that, but that does not make my faith blind and stupid. So the next time somebody hurls my faith at me like an insult, I'm going to thank them for the compliment. Have a blessed day in the Lord, my friends.